I dropped the camera. Imagine that. So try to get this back on here. All right. There we go. I think it's on there. I think it's on there. So I'm just waiting for people to get here. We're going to do a chit chat live. I am not 100%, as you can probably imagine. I have crackhead kitties hanging out in the bathroom doing kitty things. But I'm not 100% tonight, so give me a break because honestly, hey Susan, how's it going? I'm not 100% tonight. My back, my neck, and my shoulder on this side is killing me. So I'm not doing any unboxing of anything tonight. Also, I was told by somebody who knows that there's packages at the P.O. box that she wanted me to wait and add hers on there as well. So that's what I'm kind of doing. I'm kind of giving myself a little bit of grace today because yesterday I spent most of the day hunched over doing my hands because they needed it. And I'm telling you guys, hey, good evening. If you are looking for a quick little pick-me-up, go to the Dollar Tree, go to Dollar General, look at the nail section, look at the makeup. A lot of that stuff isn't really super expensive. Everything I wear is Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree makeup. So, sent you a card today. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay, so I have to tell you guys, now that we're getting people in here, little Piggy, my youngest child, he really wants to show you guys his Christmas ornaments. He asked me the other day, he was like, are we going to show your friends my ornaments? I said, we can if you want to. So the next time he's here and we do a live, because he's spending some time with family, his dad's family, because of the holidays. So he wants to show you guys. He's excited about it. He did such a really good job on helping me decorate. My oldest kid, he's over it. He's over it. He's kind of in his own little world anyway, you guys. I try not to disturb his world because when you're on the spectrum, you got your things. And he has his things and we just let him do his thing. So, I'll be sending you a package in the P.O. box in a week or two. Oh, thank you so much, Roxanne. I appreciate you. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually have to travel quite a distance to get to my P.O. box. I did that for two reasons. One, I don't want anybody to actually know where I live. And two, because it's not in the town I live in, Jordan's making pizza and he's tossing a salad. We decided to go low-key tonight for dinner. But anyway, so another reason I didn't get a P.O. box in my town is because they didn't have any. They were like, ma'am, we haven't had a P.O. box. One of my previous jobs, they have a P.O. box in the actual store. So, that means that somebody would possibly know where I worked. I didn't want that either. So, we just had to do what we had to do. We got the next closest box. Jordan is, what pizza did I get you? Oh, I think I only got him cheese. What? You have pepperoni in the fridge. I do? Yes. Yeah, that's fine.
I ain't stressed.
Look,
which is Jordan term for I'm too lazy to do it now. So.
Right? He's too lazy to add the pepperoni.
I already put the pizza inside there. It's already pretty much done, so it's too late.
Did my stove get fixed? Yes, it did. My stove got fixed right before, the week before Thanksgiving, and honestly, you guys, it has been a blessing. A blessing. Like, I can't even tell you, like, we couldn't have, this winter time for us is comfort food time, where we eat a lot of, like, baked goods, we eat a lot of chilies, soups, we do a lot of, like, roasts as well. That's something that we tend to do in the crock pot, but for the most part, I'm doing a lot of baking. Especially since Jordan is gluten-free, I actually found it's cheaper for me to make bread. It's cheaper for me to make the bread than to actually just buy a $10 loaf of bread. By the way, gluten-free goes bad pretty fast, which Roxanne probably knows. I was like, I swear I just bought that loaf of bread like a week ago. What happened to it? By the way, Jordan is the moderator of the live, so he'll get to it when he gets to it. We are working on the floor now without a stove for 7 days. Ugh, 7 days without a stove sucks. I went like almost 2.5 weeks without a stove. So I feel ya. Get yourself one of those little skillets. I got mine at my not Walmart. We also recently went into a mercantile store that's in this town. Let me tell you. The mercantile store is so expensive. If you're not old enough to know what a mercantile store is, it's where they have tons of like little bits and stuff. What's on your hands?
Gluten.
Oh, he has gluten hands. But anyway, it's like a shop. It's like a mom and pop. They have tons of little odds and ends in there, and I'm telling you, they wanted to sell toilet paper for $24.99. No. You're wearing makeup. You look pretty. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It's Dollar Tree. For real, all of it is. Like, all of it. If you guys don't know, I do have a second channel. It hasn't really gone very well because I can't do any shopping for anything. My light just walked by. My shadow.
The eclipse of the big-headed man.
You're not big-headed. You're just tall and thin. Here's a tall. But I don't wear expensive makeup anyway. I never have. Like, somebody tried to tell me to try Too Faced mascara because it's really good, but I have never. I looked at Too Faced stuff and I was like, is that $30 for mascara? I'm not gonna buy that. That's crazy pants. Yes, Little House on the Prairie had mercantile. Yep. Exactly. Hey Jamie, how's it going? I figured you would eventually.
Hi, Jamie.
Jordan says hi.
No, I didn't. I said, hi, Jamie.
Don't worry about the comments, Jamie. We're gonna have Jordan go through them in a minute. But anyway, so he's making pizza.
Also be a moderator, that'd be good. So.
I can't figure out how to make her a moderator, and I don't know if she knows how to be a moderator.
Essentially, if you're on phone, you can just press and hold on a comment that's mean or anything, and you can do it any number.
I mean, I could do it too, but I'm too busy holding up my selfie stick thing. I'm one-handed. So,
we'll call you Pirate Amanda right now. Why not?
I know I'm Pirate Amanda. I'm one-handed. I got a peg arm. No, I'm joking. So, new things to come. I did want to talk about that. I am going to open my Amazon wishlist stuff that I've received in the next live, which will probably be on Monday because I was told to wait. Another thing that's coming up is I did want to tell you that I haven't touched any of the GoFundMe money or any of the money that has been sent to me via Cash App because of the The situation with the car is kind of on hold for the moment. Are you eating your pizza on the cardboard?
No. Why dirty your plate? When it comes with one.
Interesting. You want to show them your cardboard plate? Come over here. Did you put my pizza in?
Yeah, I did.
He always cooks his
Why do you
pizza.
think I got gluten on my hands?
He always cooks his pizza first, but
Oh,
this
yeah.
is his pizza.
Sponsor.
If you know, Safeway wants to sponsor us and
More specifically, Open Nature.
Open Nature, okay? Open Nature gluten-free pizza. If you want to sponsor us, don't worry, check me out.
They're the best gluten-free pizzas I've tried. Other than
Do you think that you have enough money in the GoFundMe to get a car? The answer is probably not.
Well, maybe a beater, but it wouldn't get us very far.
So one thing that we have to remember, and I think that I forgot to mention this before, is we co-parent, and co-parenting is an hour one way. And because we were the ones that moved, we have to do the transporting. Now, if the other party moves, they have to do the transporting. Would you get out of my light? This man. So essentially what happens is we have to have a reliable car to drive us to and from the city. And so we have to find something that's reliable. Here in Oregon, we don't pay tax on cars.
Everything's so far away, too. So.
And everything is so far.
Like
my endocrinologist is over an hour away. Like, it's just for us to go check the P.O. box is 45 minutes.
That one's about... Oh, yeah, never mind, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, we have to...
It depends on how fast I'm going.
So we've been looking on Facebook. We have been looking on Craigslist. Those are not my favorites, but when you're looking for a beater car with the point A and point B situation, you're looking at that. I've also talked to a few used car lots where they're selling things like Toyota Priuses for pretty cheap. There's also opportunities to look into other vehicles as well. Jordan's uncle is a mechanic, so we're also kind of waiting on that as well. However, we were told before by his uncle, who we would likely have look at the car because he's a mechanic. He said that the best way to go would be to have a reasonable amount of money.
Between 6 to 8. Between
6 to 8 grand. So I've looked online and people are selling cars my age.
My uncle goes through the auction.
He also does auctions, so that's helpful. But he did say probably 6 to 8 grand to get a decent running vehicle, which I've also talked to a few of my friends who are mechanics. One of them's kind of a ghetto mechanic, but you know, if you can get it running and going, okay, go for it. But anyway, so it's likely that we have to wait to see what the insurance company gives us after they pay off the loan. They already included the deductible in that, so there's that. However, I do have to pay my insurance in order for us to continue on through the process because my insurance is due again. But anyway, so, what else? So, used cars. I've had a lot of used cars. Before I had this car, I've had every kind of car. I've known more about car problems than I have about not having car problems, I can tell you that. So, at least with every car. Starter, transmission, oil. I had one car with an oil leak. If you have an oil leak in your car, Blue Devil, honey. Blue Devil. It is good stuff. Run it in there. Run the Blue Devil in there. That's exactly what it's called, Blue Devil. I have had transmission problems. I had a car that stalled every 3 blocks. I worked at a call center back then and I couldn't be late to work, so I actually timed it. Yeah, sad, huh? Another thing I have done is I've gone to tow yards. I got my Jeep Cherokee, it was 91, because somebody got pulled over without a license and insurance. And they had put a lot of work into that Jeep. And they could not find somebody to come and, how do I say this? They couldn't find somebody to come legally drive it off the lot. So the guy held on to it for 3 months, and then he sold it to me for $700. This was, I don't know, you guys, probably, how old is my youngest? Okay, so probably about 8 years ago. 8 years ago that happened. Is that going to happen right now? Okay, I called the guy. Let me tell you, I called the guy from the tow yard. He remembers me. He sold me about 5 cars. 5 cars. By the way, that Jeep was my best beater car I ever had. The only reason I had to get rid of it is electric problems. But I called the guy. He knew who I was. I said, hey, it's Amanda. And he says, hey. Oh, he's like, oh my gosh, it's been like 5 years. And I'm like, almost 5 years. 5 years. I said, I just got in an accident. And he says to me, well, what were you driving? I said, a 2020 Kia. And he was like, that's a nice rig. He's like, where'd you get that? I said, car payment? Car payment is what happened. And he was like, ugh. He's like, I'm sorry. We went over some cars that he had, but nope. Nope. I don't want a car I also have to put a lot of money into right off the bat. I have done that before as well. Like I did, so with my Alero that I had, I did get it for really cheap. It was like $1,300, and I knew that it needed some work. But that's what I could afford. I had $1,500 to spend. So with that other money, I went and got it insured. And I also got an oil change because, man, that thing was, it needed one bad. How much did I put into that? I put $800 into that. And then I put another $300 into it later. And then eventually I drove it until it died. Essentially, it rolled into the city from living off grid, and it was bad. And I don't mean off grid living like the nice kind that you see on YouTube. That's not. Jordan, you need to get on here, please. Please. You're being alerted.
Reported you?
Anyway, I don't even care. I don't even care. You can't report me for anything. But anyway, I'm not going to talk back to trolls. And no one else should either. Just let them be. It is what it is at this point. If we talk to them, they tend to keep going. So, the guy that does the tow yard stuff, back to that, he did tell me that his cheapest rig was $2,000. And I said, what is going on with the cars? And he said that it's because people still think it's the pandemic and they're going to sell their cars for ridiculous amounts of money. So, yeah, I know. We're working on it. You're working on it, right? He's over there getting salad going, so he's trying.
I have to trail backwards. So.
He's trailing backwards. Buy a Toyota, it's not going to disappoint me. Yes, yes. So I've been looking at Camrys. My mom has a Toyota Camry. It's a 94. That thing's still going. It's probably going rough, but it's still going. She also had another vehicle that was a Nissan. I can't remember what it was. I think it might be an Altima. But anyway, so I've looked at Camrys, Corollas, Prius. There's a Toyota Prius that I love, absolutely love. It is literally 7,900, and the guy is moving out of state. So I messaged him, and he said that his wife originally drove the car. She's been the only owner of the vehicle. It has 60, I think it said 67 or 68,000 miles on it. But he's selling it because they're moving to Alaska. And my aunt lives in Alaska, and I'm telling you right now, you gotta ferry everything everywhere. So the less you bring, the better off you are. I'm gonna ask. Okay, Lexus 2. So actually, Lexus is a ritzier Toyota. It's essentially what that is. I actually almost bought a Lexus that was a 99. It was beautiful. It was beautiful about 10 years ago. But my ex was like, I don't want that car. I'm like, okay.
How do you open the cherry tomato? Never mind, I figured it out.
He was asking me how he opens the cherry tomatoes. The one that has like the cone looking thing. He does not cook that much. He is a good cook though. He's good at staple things like meat. He can cook meat. Most men can. My dad, he can cook steak and chicken, but he will burn rice-a-roni, let me tell you that. When I was a kid, when my parents got divorced, you guys, my dad made rice-a-roni without putting the packet in there. I'm like, how'd you forget that part?
Hamburger helper without the helper.
Yeah, hamburger helper without the helper. I'm gonna go back. And look. I'm just learning to cook. Hey man, you gotta start somewhere. Yeah. Easy things.
The best advice for learning to cook is just don't overthink it too much. Start with simple things and then kind of work your way up.
Baking is easy too. So like a lot of people are like, I'm not a baker. It's like, dude, I just made pies for the first time, like ever.
That, but I burn it.
He's eating. So we're gonna take turns actually, I think. Right? You're gonna take turns with me, Jordan? And Violet wants to come up and be cozy on the couch, but I know, I'm talking to you. She also knows, you guys, something smells like food, her food, in one of those boxes. And she has been kind of gatekeepy about the box. Like, she'll let the cats go over there, but like the little dog, Sophie, she actually growled at her the other day, or yesterday when I picked him up. So I was like, oh, you're getting feisty over your food, huh? I think she knows. Also, any car without a car payment is a good car. Cash is king, cash is king. No more car payments for me. 2 reasons. My credit checked out, but my income probably won't. 2, I don't want to, how did I say it to Jordan yesterday when we were talking about it? I don't want to be held down by anything. As a matter of fact, once we get car situation figured out, credit card situation is going to keep going. I did have to add the rental car on the big credit card that I just paid down to 0. So I'm a little pissed off about that, but that's life, you know. But at the same time, I don't want to be stuck with paying anything. I don't want to be a slave to the lender. I don't want to live like that. I know that a lot of people, they're used to car payments. I'm not. I don't make that kind of money. I've never made that kind of money. Life is hard enough. The less I have to worry about, the better. Like, I was thinking back, and tell me in comments, you guys, because we all been there. When I was 21 and I had a baby, I had my oldest kid. And, you know, honestly, we had absolutely freaking nothing. We could not, we could not afford anything. Like I rode a bus, I got a bus pass, I had a home phone, I had my rent and my utilities, and I think I paid $35 a month for very limited internet. Do you remember those times in your life where you literally, you couldn't get nothing? You couldn't get nothing and everything was super duper stressful for the little things that you had. Imagine if you took a little bit of that stress away and you got to live like you did before, but you had a little bit more. That's kind of what we're going for. And another thing I did want to mention, and this is kind of a spoiler, so if you don't know, 2025 is going to be about getting into a better mode as far as our lives go. Like, this is going to be the year that we fix the whole house up. I do know the weatherization program, if you guys saw any gift cards on my wish list, that's for the floor. They want us to start working on the floor in the spring, because the floor really needs to be redone in every single room. I think besides the kitchen. He said that the kitchen floor, like the actual prettiness of it, could be fixed for aesthetics, but for the most part, he went under the whole house. And he was like, the floor itself is not terrible, like the actual, you know, what are they called? Jordan, pipe in. What is it called, where you just put the new flooring on? Essentially, they want us to just put new flooring on. It's not like a whole rip out, redo. Subfloor is fine. There we go. But he said in order for us to protect the subfloor a little bit better and to keep heat from coming through, it will be one of those situations where we need to do the floor. So that is a main priority in spring. We're going to do the whole floor. They're going to insulate the underneath, the underbelly of the single wide. They're also going to work on insulating the roof and putting a new roof on. The roofing will be a awning for our house. Our house originally had an awning, so I think that it would be interesting to see what the new year brings. I'm also not going to put a lot of pressure on myself to say it's a debt-free journey. It's a debt-free journey and I'm going to get out of debt. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen like this. We got stuff to work on. However, we have like a 2 to 5 year plan to move out of this house. We want to move out of this house, so the less I owe, the better. But I truly think that once the car gets paid off, I think it's only, I think I might only be in like $7,000 of debt. That was terrible grammar, but okay. So, do you guys have any questions for me while we're in this live? Do you have questions for Jordan? Jordan is also going to call, are you going to call the lady for the
plumbing stuff? Yeah.
The plumbing stuff? He's going to call the lady for the plumbing stuff again on Monday. I know that winter term might not be a thing for him, but the plumbing apprenticeship could possibly start in spring. And because we were in an accident at night in fog and ice, I think that it's best that he probably waits until summertime or springtime. Also, we have winter break coming up for kiddos, so we have to be mindful of that as well. Yay, good news for the house, right? Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's the hope. The hope is to work on the house in the spring and in the summer, and then we are going to work on Jordan's apprenticeship program as well. If we have to pay for his class, I don't mind paying. I don't care how much it is at this point. I think it would be best for him to have a career.
You see, the reason why I want to become a plumber is because helping her with this stuff, I have to deal with a lot of people's crap. I want to get paid for it at least, so I'm going to be a plumber.
I love that you have a Band-Aid on your thumb.
It's because somehow I cut my finger and I don't know how.
Making salad?
No. I genuinely have no idea.
You genuinely have no... Not the salad.
It was before even the salad.
Okay. But anyway, I appreciate everybody who has definitely helped us out in the last few weeks. Anybody who has kindly given money to the GoFundMe, haven't touched a cent. I haven't even wanted to. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna let it be. We have bills that we need to pay, but I will hopefully, fingers crossed, get paid. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I hope I will get paid right before the end of the month so I can, you know, slay some of the bills. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, wrong thing. Nope, still can't do anything. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Is it Maru? Is that how you say it? Did I say it right? Did I botch it? Okay, Jordan's nodding his head yes. It's been an interesting week, I will say. My neck is killing me. I literally think what happened was I was turned. So, like, you're looking straight forward and you're a passenger in the passenger side of the car. I was turned kind of a little bit to the side, like, how should I explain it? So I was kind of like turned like this, and I had my phone in my hand, and I was trying to figure out how to get my youngest son his gift. I can't turn my head that way. Can't do it. I'm actually kind of holding my neck up with the back of the couch. But anyway, so when we hit, it hit Jordan's driver's side. He was the driver, and it pushed my body into his direction. So I think that that's truly what happened. So I'm just trying to take it easy and try to take care of myself, try to be mindful. However, today was the first day we officially kind of left the house. We've been pretty much homebound, just trying to figure out car stuff, talking to the insurance company pretty much every single day. So that's kind of what's been going on. I know it's getting late for some people. Does anybody have questions for me while I'm here? Because I'm probably going to go eat pizza. Because I'm sure me eating pizza and salad on camera is probably going to be not it's not going to be fun for me or for you. That I don't necessarily like to eat on camera. Because, you know, and I didn't even think about this, you guys. I have one subscriber who specifically won't watch my cooking stuff because they can't afford food like that. So I didn't even think about that. But I am going to probably post some baking of goodies for Christmas. But I do know that, when I make my weekly budget, it's not going to be a challenge. It's going to be a realistic for me. Hopefully I will get a car soon. Yes. So another thing that somebody got a little bit messed up, and I wanted to just leave this out there. I don't like my job for the driving. I like the job for the ability to be self-employed and self-efficient. I am not one of those people that have to have a set schedule, set guideline of what to do, tasks to do every single day. I don't need repetitive. I'm a very much so self-motivated person, and if I have to get out the door, I'll go do it. And if there's a way I'm going to make money, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. You know, at least for the most part, like I've done every type of gig working at this point besides Amazon Flex, because it's not in our area. Trust me, I looked. I looked. I figured it wasn't. The closest Amazon Flex hub area would be about 4 hours from here, and it's actually not even in, as far as I know, it's not even in Portland. I think it might be in Beaverton. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. Maybe Tigard. I don't know. Something like that. We did have somebody that we knew working together at the pizza place that went and worked at Amazon, and he said it was brutal. I don't know. It sounds brutal to me, but I'm willing to try it if I had to. So, yeah. I just want to be self-efficient, self-employed. I like self-employment. We've actually been talking about what we would eventually want to live in. If it ever became a reality, we'd like to have some property somewhere else. I mean, it doesn't have to be in Oregon. Oregon's too expensive. Not gonna lie to you. It's too expensive to buy property like that, but we've talked about maybe down the line.
Probably Mars.
Yeah, probably Mars. We talked today about like having a tiny farm, maybe a rescue of some sort for animals. I think that would be legit. I've also looked into possibly getting a degree working with animals because I do like animals quite a bit. I have a zoo at my house, right? So that's kind of... What about a tiny house? I couldn't live in a tiny house. I already tried, quote unquote.
Kinda are. Just a single story one.
I mean, this is a single wide. But anyway, I tried to live off grid. Essentially what happened is I got an eviction and I had to buy a piece of property so I could be homeless on my property.
Not under a bridge.
Not under a bridge. So we lived in a really, really crappy 1971 pull trailer. It was 27 feet, and it needed everything. Like everything. I got it for $400. It was a piece of junk. We did build kind of a tiny house out there, but it's a lot of work and it's just as expensive as buying a house here in Oregon. So it still has to pass all inspections. It has to be licensed and contracted. It has to be built by a contractor to make it all legit, unless you have a contracting license, which good luck getting one here. I was told that it could take about a year to 2 years to get a contracting license here.
There's a lot of red tape in Oregon.
Lot of red tape. You can't even dig a hole here without a permit. So finding out all this in hopes that we would buy the property, my ex and I were going to buy this property. It is so expensive, and living off the grid is not for poor people. It's not for poor people. I'm sorry. It's not. YouTube has glamorized that. It has glamorized it to hell and back. Like it is so glamorized. Like the things you see are the best parts of living off grid. You're not seeing people cold as can be, not able to do dishes, not able to do laundry. You're not seeing when their stuff breaks down. No.
There are people that have like really nice off-grid tiny houses, but you need
I also
crap load of money for it.
I don't really want to... One thing I don't want to do in my future is I don't necessarily want to have a situation where I have to figure out where I'm going to park it. Because we found out on our property when we were buying it, which is a total different story. That is a show in itself. It's terrible. Anyway, we found out that you can't just park on your property and live on it. We did. We did. Yep, we did. So, Texas is affordable to buy land and buy a new mobile home affordable. Where do you live in Texas? Give me some ideas. Jordan might not want to live in Texas, but I don't care. I want to know. Claudia, you have to tell me all of the details, girl.
Texan secrets.
Tell me the Texan secrets. Honestly, I don't mind dry climates. We already live in a dry climate. We live in the high desert, so it's hot as can be in the summertime, and it is cold as Alaska in the wintertime. We don't really have a spring. Spring is like maybe 2 weeks. So, am I from Portland? No. Nope. I know a lot of people all over Oregon, though.
We both lived in Portland before.
But we both lived in Portland before. Yup. I moved there during the Great Recession.
Not the Great Recession, just the 2008 recession.
2008 recession, whatever. It was the Great Recession to me. I thought by moving...
It was so much fun.
It was so much fun. I thought by moving, you guys, that it was going to fix all my problems because I was dumb. I was 19 years old when I moved, and I'm telling you right now, that was a bummer move. It was a bummer move. I moved from the little town that I had lived in that forever and then moved to the city. And I learned so much about myself. I will say that. I learned so much. My young, naive self learned so much about life in 5 years. It wasn't even funny. Like, I was like, wow, this is it. It was crazy. No, I am not from Tennessee. Not from Tennessee. I'm an Oregonian. Yeah, well, I mean, like, my Great Recession was in 2008. That's when I realized, like, it was going to be really hard for me to make it. I know this for a fact. A lot of people don't realize this, but we go through mini recessions all the time, especially in this area, because this is a tourist area. So it's just a little blip of different types of little recessions. But what else was I going to say on here? If you haven't liked the live, please go like the live. Make sure if you are interested in watching this channel and figuring out how I do things on a low income, make sure that you're subscribed. I am going to probably go eat dinner because it's time. I did promise a live today, so that's what we're doing. I will have another live likely on Monday or Tuesday in the evening time, probably around like 4 or 5 o'clock, maybe even 6 o'clock, standard Pacific time. So if you're interested, definitely stick around. I know that I had one of my videos kind of blow up in the last couple days, which is kind of nice. I've never had a video blow up. Not really. You know what, Jamie? I might become your neighbor. You never know. You never know. I might become your neighbor. Jamie's house, like your yard is freaking amazing. Like, we don't have yards like that over here. We got dirt and juniper bush and juniper trees, and that's it. Not a lot of grass over here unless if you got grass, you got money. You got money. So, looks like we're getting a bunch of new people in here. I'm going to go ahead and sign off for the night. Do what you can with what you got because it's all you have to work with. And if you're on a low income, you can do it too. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.